Hello, beautiful artists. Welcome to another episode of Mandala Marathon. This is episode 2. I'm your host, Chris, from Mandalas, Inc. And today I'm going to explain a little bit of why I chose 10,000 as the number of mandalas I want to create, and explain a little bit about my process and whatnot. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So I started drawing about 10 years ago. I started with Zentangles, and then from there I moved on to mandalas. And I started off with traditional art. It was mostly pencil. Then I started using ink with my drawings. And the funny thing is, I actually, like I said, I started with Zentangle designs, and I even remember the class I was in. I started in high school when I started drawing. And I actually started drawing because I saw another classmate drawing. This was in my biology class. I started drawing, and I kind of copied his drawing in a way. I saw he was drawing kind of like Zentangles. So I didn't really copy him because mine looked nothing like his. His looked way cooler. But he was a known artist. He would draw those S's people would draw back in the day. If I can find a picture of it, I'm sure I can. I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, that kind of set the stage for me to start drawing. And the funny thing is, I actually started drawing that, and then for some reason I took like a circular effect with my art, where I'd kind of start from the center. I'd kind of start with flowers. I was more into like the floral Zentangle designs. I didn't even know these were a thing. I just started drawing them. But ultimately, I fell in love with just creating art, and I kept drawing until they almost, had resemblances to mandalas, until I was actually in one of my art classes, and the teacher complimented me on, well, it was one of those, compliments like, oh, that's a nice picture. It didn't look very good, but she was being nice and said, oh, that's a very nice mandala. And I was like, I had no idea. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. That's how I pronounce it. But that's how I pronounce mandala. And then I looked it up, and from there, I exclusively drew mandalas. I was never good at drawing realistic stuff like people, landscapes, any of that. I wasn't really good at drawing any of that, but mandalas, I love drawing. Found a bunch of YouTube videos about it, started drawing them, and I pretty much drew mandalas my entire high school years. And it wasn't until I graduated that I was working at Michael's. I saved up to buy myself a tablet because I saved up to get a tablet. I think it was an iPad Air. I honestly don't remember. But the reason I did it is because I actually wanted to start creating art with the app Procreate, and I saw a lot of people creating mandalas using that method, and they looked really cool. I think I hope I pronounced this right. Amaziograph, I think, is the other app. I really like that app, and I would see, Instagram videos about it, YouTube videos about them, and I thought it was so cool. And I started drawing digitally. And yeah, that was like my freshman year of college when I really started to draw digitally. I tried creating a coloring book. That didn't go so well. I just wasn't good at digitally drawing mandalas, which you'll hear a lot of people say that digital art is easier, this and that. It's like, I went from traditional to digital. My mandalas were way better traditional. But what happened was I was increasing in skill in my traditional art, but it was taking me longer with every drawing. I think one of my drawings took me I think I clocked 20 hours for one of them, and it was just taking me a long time to draw them. And although I liked, it taking being able to take my time with each drawing, I did want to create mandalas faster. I don't know why, I like creating multiple mandalas in a short amount of time. But I quickly found out that there are a lot of mandala artists who do not like the idea of digital symmetry apps at all. Even some of my favorite artists were bashing on it, and it was very I don't even know how to explain. I felt very defeated. I felt because there was these artists who I admired kind of saying that if you created art this way, it wasn't really art. I know mandalas are very sacred. They have different meanings of spirituality with people, but I mean, I was just trying to create art. I thought that art can be created in any way, but for some reason, I kind of took that to heart. So I stopped drawing for quite a while, and I stopped creating art for a while until I went to university. I went to community college. That's when I was drawing and creating the coloring book and all that stuff. And then during that time at community college, a lot of artists judged. The judgment kind of got to me, so I stopped creating for a while. And it wasn't until I got to university where I kind of decided, well, you know what? I'm going to create art however I want. It's not cheating. It's not anything bad. Like, I just want to create art. That's it. And I remember in one of my classes, for some reason, I couldn't think of a goal, like a life goal, something that would take your entire life to do. What is a goal you have that would take you a lifetime kind of thing? And I thought about it, and for some reason, it had to do with mandalas. I had different goals back in the day that I can't remember right now, but there were many ideas. But for some reason, the one that stuck the most was creating 10,000 mandalas. And I didn't care if they were traditional, digital, it didn't really matter. I just thought that would be really cool. Imagine drawing 10,000 of anything. I mean, drawing 10,000 eyeballs, drawing 10,000 hands. That'd be cool. I mean, even drawing 10,000 of those S's, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, and I remember that pretty much setting the stage for me to want to create 10,000 mandalas. I knew that this, even if using symmetry apps, is going to take me years and years, but I thought that it would be awesome to showcase it somewhere, like not even for monetary gain, but just post it somewhere to where I can, have it there and I don't have to worry about it getting deleted, or, if my iPad breaks, I lose all my drawings, stuff like that. Like, it's somewhere where I can see it kind of thing. And what better to add it to the internet where it'll pretty much live forever. So yeah, I decided to film pretty much every mandala I draw and post it onto YouTube, and I'll pretty much add commentary to every video, and and I hope you guys really enjoy that. But yeah, and I'll add insights. I'll tell you how I'm feeling with each drawing, and explain like any new ideas I put into the drawing. Like, for example, if you have seen my first one, I didn't do any shading. It was 100% lines. But in this one, I wanted to take more of a shading approach. I wanted to give it a little more depth, and I ended up liking it. It looks really good. I hope you like it too. And I'm really excited to see how it'll turn out, because well, not just this mandala, but because I already finished it. But this journey, I can already see maybe by 50 I'll see some improvements in my drawing capabilities, and who knows, by the 1,000, even by 100, they're gonna look pretty cool. But I'm pretty much gonna keep them black and white. If I ever add color, it'll probably be a separate video, or maybe I'll do a video series where I'm coloring them, or maybe something for live streams. I'm not sure, but for now, I just want to keep them black and white and just go from there, pretty much. And I've actually tried this challenge a couple times before, so I have quite a few mandalas already drawn, but I never had like a game plan going into it. I never was sure about whether I want to stick to one app or whether I want it to be digital or a mixture of digital and traditional. And the reason I kind of stuck to digital is, I don't know if you can tell from the video, it's moving kind of fast, but a while ago I broke one of my fingers. I never got it fixed. So it is something that brings me a lot of pain if I'm sitting drawing traditionally for an extended period of time. So that was actually one of the reasons why I migrated from traditional to digital, was because of that chronic pain I was starting to get. And as I got older, it was getting worse and worse. So drawing digitally kind of gave me that peace of mind where I could still test my skills and improve and make mandalas very technical without putting hours and hours of it into the mandala. And I know that sounds bad because, like I said, there's a lot of traditional mandala artists who they hate symmetry apps. Like I remember, I'm not going to say any names, but I remember there was some of my favorite artists would bash on the iPad Pro, Procreate, Amaziograph, all those apps. They just did not like them, which, you know, I understand people's concerns. I mean, there's people who make the argument that creating digital mandalas kind of makes, you know, it does make it faster. So people who draw traditionally and want to sell their art will sell it for, you know, the traditional price. It'll be more expensive because it took them a lot more time. But then someone can make something similar in a shorter amount of time, sell it for cheaper. So I understand that part, why many mandala artists don't like it. But at the same time, it really isn't that big of a deal how you create your art. At the end of the day, all that matters is that you create your art. You don't steal it from anybody. It's yours. It's original. I mean, nothing in this, you know, in the art world is really original. But I digest. And it's so funny to me that I let that stop me from creating for so many years. Because I've always wanted to share my mandalas and hope to have other people create art, you know, because I was always one of those people who, when I'd see someone draw or create something, it'd make me want to create. And I personally think that's such a beautiful thing to see, is for someone, you know, like to create something and then others to want to create something else and share their creations. I really do believe that is a very beautiful thing. So I don't really, you know, mind, or I mean, honestly, I don't care how the art really is created, as long as, like I said, you're not cheating, hurting anyone, you know, stuff like that. As long as you're not doing anything bad, it is art, and art is a beautiful thing. You're expressing your inner voice, and yeah, it just doesn't matter how you create it. But I'm happy to say that I will be creating these 10,000 mandalas. Who knows how long it'll take? I'm thinking years, especially posting them to YouTube. Right now, I want to post at least twice a week, but for sure once a week. And I'll share one video with you guys. And like I said, I'll try something new every single time. But I don't really have a time frame for the drawings. Like, you know, I could take decades, or who knows, maybe there's 1 week where I get super inspired and make like 10, you know, or there's a week where I don't even want to pick up the pen, right? Who knows? You never know what the future has in store, but as of right now, I'm gonna create as much as I can and just enjoy it. Because that was a big issue when I first the first few times I tried this challenge. One of the times I wasn't even filming or posting it. I just wanted to do it. It was a bad experience because I was pushing myself too much. I think with art, you have to have that delicate balance of, because it's not just about discipline. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, you just have to be disciplined. This and that. The thing about creativity is that even in creativity, there will be this level of monotony that you just can't get away from. And you need to take breaks. You need to step away from your art. So, if I ever have to step away, I will. But as of right now, I'll be creating mandalas for the rest of my life. And I mean, I've been on and off creating them for 10 years. And my belief is your art journey becomes your art journey the moment you pick up the pen or an instrument or whatever you use. And the end of the journey is the moment you put it down for good. And I'm not going to put it down for good until I die. So I know that may sound a little cringy, but that's just how I feel. And I hope that when you guys watch these videos, you are inspired to not just draw mandalas. I understand mandalas can be time consuming, but you can draw, you can doodle while you watch these videos. I can be a drawing buddy, of course, but I really do hope that I inspire you all to create and to share your creations with the world. And not just that, I hope that I could improve your days. If you're feeling lonely, just play these videos, whatever it may be. That's the goal of my videos, is to inspire, to help you guys in anything, to help you, if anything, in your art journey, basically. But this is my first commentary video, so I'm sorry if I went on to too many tangents. I'm still trying to, figure this out, and I do not want to use scripts, so I will definitely ramble. But I just feel like when I use a script, I sound more like a robot. I feel like I already do sound like a robot, but I promise this is my real voice. But yeah, I will be posting at least once a week, and these I do post shorts. I tried to post those daily, but sometimes it's very difficult to do that, but I will try my best. And I just want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed this piece of art. And I hope you stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.